Bill's here. Hi, Bill. Preemptive hello, Bill.
T-minus 10 seconds till hello, Bill.
Hey, look, it looks like we're online.
Hey.
Hey, Bill.
Bill not here yet.
Yeah, he is.
We
He's
just
here.
got here.
Bill's here.
There.
I know he is. Even when we're not online, Bill is here. Waiting. Watching, waiting, commiserating. That's me.
It is, yeah. So, like, in the last episode, we were all wearing cool young people sunglasses. And in this episode, we're all old men.
A lot's happened since
That's
the last
true, yeah.
episode,
Took a week off and we all got blind.
Yeah.
Jokes.
Oh, man, that'd be great if we took a week off and then got jokes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we probably should.
It'd be worth taking a week off.
Yeah.
Can you get those on Amazon?
Yeah.
But you can buy
Yeah.
jokes on Amazon.
I'll buy some jokes, bring them in.
Sounds like a tall order.
Ah!
It's my Amazon order.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha. Joke about 2000's back. TC 2000. A joke about 2000.
Joke about 2000. Joke TC joke about 2000 says.
It's the comedy 2000. Ha 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 ha.
Terse Chuckles 2000.
Are you terse?
Yep. That's me. That's my circus name.
Terse chuckles.
Terse Chuckles. Terse Chuckles.
Terse chuckles.
Terse
Chuckles.
Terse Tuckles.
Let me tell the people about this show. Because if I know one thing about people in Discord, they love not acknowledging this podcast in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, the people aren't there for us. They're there for... I honestly don't know what they're
Look,
doing.
we've gathered you all here together.
Hi, you all
Period.
apparently like listening to us, but
Yeah, that's it.
whenever I mention us, you're like, la la la.
Sorry. It sounded like there was a comma or a pause there, but that was really just the end of the statement. We've
Yeah.
gathered you all here together.
Yep.
And talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whatever you like.
All 7 of you that are active, talk amongst yourselves. Everybody else just mute all the channels and never speak.
Yeah.
I'm calling you out, people who never speak. I'm going to @ every single one of you.
There are a lot of people in the Discord who have never spoken.
Yeah. Let me say some of their names here. Let's see.
I see Billy and Tommy.
B John 8285.
We're actually going to name out people?
You've
All right.
never said a goddamn word in the Discord.
Yeah, good job, Sloop John B. Silent John B.
Disembodied foot. You've never said a word. Speak your mind. 4 mile. You have never said a single word. Green Captain.
Yeah. Speak up.
Looking at you, buddy.
You probably-
John Pyle. Online all the time. Never says a word. Medalish. Salty Graybeard.
Malfunction, John Pyle?
Shadow Mage 952, who is currently playing V Rising.
V Rising?
V Rising?
Yeah, I guess. Wait, is that the Van Helsing game?
I don't know. I've never heard of V Rising.
Maybe it's about lizard people.
Maybe it's about
Beardy Face.
vaginas.
Or maybe it's about virginity.
Bubs. Cartographer. Chase Monkey.
Tobias.
Chicky Sports Shop. Christian 488. Dark Web Prosciutto, which is a good name.
It's a good
Yeah.
name. You should use it more by talking.
Dave R.
I got some illicit ham.
I feel like this is the opposite of every social media stream where we're
I think we need a
shouting out all the people who don't do shit.
we need an illicit ham to go with our dark web prosciutto.
Let's see. E. McKenzie 1. I know who that is. That's got to be Evan from the Twitters. Employed Dad. Our burnout buddy.
I was gonna say that's burnout person, right?
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah. Yeah, Eric.
Yeah,
You
Eric.
know who you are.
Franco 12345.
Yeah. Be an American,
I have the same
Franco.
password on my luggage.
Garbanzo with 2 Z's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like
You've
some-
been
some-
here a
some-
long
some
time and
chick-
never said it.
Just be like 2 peas in a pod, you chicks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hum with us. I don't know.
G Ham.
Oh, they're the
Speak
That's
your
the, that's the
mind.
government
Yeah.
ham. Yeah. So
Oh.
that's the ham the government
G
gives away.
ham.
Yeah.
Guy Jack 3000.
Ooh.
Say something. Gunner Fan. I think I know who that is. I think that's one of our Twitter buddies. Jimmy G UK.
He's
I know
asleep.
you're busy.
He's
I
asleep.
know you're
Yeah.
busy.
He's got some Brexit things happening.
Busy in a queue.
Yep.
J Vengeance. Kent 1423. Kilroy.
Yeah. He was here, but he never said anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak up.
Luca Cofill.
Sleeps with the fishes.
Nancy Tweets TV. Why don't you?
I know Nancy.
Do you know Nancy?
She's a nice
Well,
lady.
tell Nancy to quit tweeting and get in the Discord.
Well, quit tweeting on TV and talk in the
Yeah.
Discord. Yeah.
Oob.
That's not where you tweet anyway. I mean,
Ubawa. We got an oob and an ubawa.
wow. Is that the Doctor Who things?
Yes, the oobs.
Yeah.
The floobs.
Overnight.
The Flarkins.
Few. P.T.
And the
Ryan.
Monchichis.
Richard. Rum Tum.
Oh,
Oh, the rum
digger.
tums.
Chaplaz. We're getting into musical kitty cat names.
Yes, we are. Did we just have a bunch of Cats fans join one day?
Yeah.
Like when
The
we-
42.
When we were like talking about Judi Dench's digitized butthole or whatever,
The Audio Fever, Tiger Fang.
which is also my Twitter handle, Judi Dench's digitized butthole.
Woody.
Dame Judi Dench's
Zane.
digitized
Yes.
butthole. I can't forget
And
the
where the F did the ego? All of you people mentioned. Speak. I command you. Oh, hey, Curtis.
Hi.
Oh my God.
Oh, yuck. Oh, yuck.
Discord gives you the option to sweep,
Oh yeah.
like people, basically purge folks.
Oh.
Oh, let's have a purge.
I've thought about doing a purge. A couple
Oh
times.
no, let's have.
Oh,
I've been
no.
waiting, man. Let's have a fucking purge. I mean, not on Discord, just in general.
No.
Huh?
No.
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 I'm
Why
gonna do
not?
a purge.
Are you ill-equipped to purge, Chuck?
I'm not set up to purge. I have to be friends with Frank Grillo first.
Well, there shouldn't be.
We have
Doable.
113 people in our Discord.
I know. And only 6 of them talk.
Right, that's-
And
I'm gonna
4
get-
of them are us.
I don't
3
talk
of
in
us.
Discord.
I'm gonna-
3 of them are us. This guy. This
I don't
fucking guy.
talk in Discord.
I'm gonna get rid
You were
of.
captain. I'm not on the internet for the first year of Discord. So I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna
get rid of
taking this
40%
last year
of
off.
them at random. So it might be one of you goes to. It'd be cool to have some stats on how much people talk. I'd like to see
Too
stats on how many messages each person has sent, because I have an idea of who has sent the most.
Yeah.
No, it's not Chuck,
Oh.
and that's not. I'm not making a judgment on it either way. I just have an idea. I think I know,
Okay.
and I'd be amused to see if I'm right.
Is
I did see. I don't know if I mentioned cartographer, but I did see cartographer typing something in the Discord just now,
Really?
but must not have hit send. Must have just been thinking about it.
Huh.
I'm going to say something. No, I can't.
I
If
wonder.
you thought that you wanted to say something and were going to heed my instructions, then do it.
Yeah, now's the time.
Now's the time because I'm paying attention and I will recognize.
Oh, that's Curtis.
There it is.
The
That's
cartographer?
Is it the
cartographer's
Okay,
Curtis.
it's cartographers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. See. Yeah. That guy. Okay.
Cartography.
There you go. Thank you for contributing.
Yes. Welcome to your orientation. That's a cartography joke.
I get it. So should we put on a show for all these
No.
silent fans?
Sure.
No.
Oh.
Okay, fine.
All right. All in favor say,
Yeah.
yeah, they just have it.
Great. Indifference wins again.
Yeah. It always does. It just doesn't care.
You are recording.
Aye. All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 553.
Whoa.
Look at those numbers.
They keep going up.
Don't they?
I am Harlow,
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
and what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come here and talk about it. Then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Yay.
Hooray. However, there are bad movies. Doesn't stay bad. They get a negative sliding scale of 1 to 5 bags and some giant bags of trash in which they belong.
What accent is that?
You put on a pair of glasses and suddenly you start doing accents. What's the deal with this?
It's because my accents are great.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't
No,
know.
they're not.
I don't know.
We're like grading.
Yes.
Eh.
We got jokes.
Yeah.
We ordered them on Amazon.
We did. We are covering 1993's TC 2000.
Right.
In this year, the Lord of what year is this? This is 2022.
2022.
Yeah, we're covering TC 2000, which takes place in 2020.
Yeah.
But was released in 1993.
Yeah.
And we're talking about it in 2022.
Yeah.
So let's do the time warp again.
Again?
Sure.
Well, let's just jump to the left.
Right. Anyway, this one is it's ostensibly a Billy Blanks vehicle because I mean he's on the cover and like is what I would say everyone has ever associated this movie with is his weird.
He's the star of the film, but he is not
He's
top
the third.
billed.
He's the third build.
Yeah. I don't get it, but
Was
whatever.
he doing a solid for Bolo?
Maybe.
Yeah, because I mean there are top build people are Bolo Young from he's from Bloodsport, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I always
And
confuse it.
everything
Yeah.
else.
Right.
Or
yes.
kickboxer, but
Well, no, that's
it's Bloodsport.
Compo because that's a
I know.
different guy. Yeah,
know.
that's I always confuse those two movies in my brain, and I have to always take a moment and differentiate.
Yep.
And then that other guy who I was like, who the hell is this guy? We covered him
He was in the last Billy Blanks
Yeah.
movie we watched.
where I think he also have top billing?
No,
Oh.
no. Billy Blanks had top billing in that
Okay.
one. Jalal Mary.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yes, he is the writer and director of this one, I believe, right?
No.
No, he's not.
No, the
Okay.
writer and director is a man named T.J. Scott, who is a prolific television director now.
Oh, okay. I thought the commentary thing said from the writer director.
I think
this guy.
producer.
Okay.
I think Jalal was a producer. He produced. That's why he's in these, is because he's also the producer,
Sure.
not because he's good.
Yeah. No, I thought on the disc it said from writer director him,
Maybe,
but
the disc could be wrong.
or maybe that's a
Maybe they
weird-
meant like he is a director at some point, just not this. I don't know.
True.
But the actual director, he's an actual director now.
Oh.
Directs real television shows that you've heard of.
Okay.
So, not TC 2000s that you have not heard of.
I think if you lived through the video store era, you're probably semi-aware of this video just because of the cover. I mean, it's kind of an iconic cover. It's a stupid sci-fi iconic cover, and
Sure.
and Billy Blanks has guile hair. I mean, he really does. I mean,
He does.
it is like not just a flat top. It is like
Yeah.
it's like mushroom cloud
Well,
flat top.
it like it gets wider at the top, right?
Yeah.
But if he didn't have such a strongly receding hairline, it wouldn't be that outlandish, and it would actually be a really fucking cool haircut because it's sort of shaved in a pattern, like an asymmetrical pattern around the back, and it looks really fucking cool from the back. And then he faces the camera, and he looks like a moron. I'm sorry, Billy Blanks.
Well, the other problem is that, especially during the first part of the movie, he has to wear a helmet. And so when he takes that off, his
Yeah.
hair is all jacked up. And
That's when it gets really guily.
yeah. And he's also sweating to death under that helmet. So when he takes it off, he's just he's all beaded up and his hair is all askew. And you're just like, oh, are you okay, sir? Man, what the fuck happens in this movie besides punching and kicking? Because
Well, I mean,
It's like 3 movies jammed together.
Yeah, it's a bit like Terminator / RoboCop. Well, more RoboCop than Terminator. But then it's also THX 1138.
Yeah.
And
There's some Highlander 2 bullshit in here about the ozone layer and
sure
Earth's efforts
Okay,
to stop
so
it, but I don't.
Basically, as is happening right now, rich people have ruined the Earth.
Yeah.
The rich people go underground.
Yeah.
The poor people stay above ground.
Yeah.
The Earth heals itself, and the rich people realize it and want to take back the
I think they want to
surface.
refuck up the surface.
They want to
basically.
purge the surface.
They want to purge the surface of everybody who's adapted to living there, and then take it back because it's good now.
Yeah.
So the guy that runs security for the evil underground basically betrays all of the good guys in this movie.
And that's the Jake the Snake Powers booth, right?
Controller.
Yes. Yeah. So
I'm just saying, like, this movie's also full of
guys who look like other guys.
yeah.
I mean, this guy is acting like Powers Booth, but looks like Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Latter day Jake the Snake Roberts.
he gets Billy Blanks' partner killed, so that he
kills
can,
her.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a murder mystery because he's in shadow and murders her.
Yeah, I forgot about that part because this is confusing. He murders her so that he can turn her into a robot to help him seduce the leader of the Surface World gang so that they can break into a thing that will kill everyone on the surface, break into and use a thing that will kill everybody on the surface.
I think the other thing that's most confusing about this is one of those movies that will introduce very important plot points when it's convenient to moving a new direction in the plot. Because Zoe, the lady, the what was her name? Nancy Allen? Is that from the? I was just saying she's basically RoboCop's partner, except she becomes RoboCop in this one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I can't. It's woke.
Yeah. I just mean like
Lady RoboCop bullshit.
So I'm just saying, like, I always get her, not seeing them, but I always get the last names of her and Alan and Travis. Like, there's there were the other Nancys of that era. Anyway, but so like she gets killed and then turned into the RoboCop, but then also later it's like, hey, your dad was also the guy who had this whole weapon thing the system that was going to rehabilitate the surface, but we figured out how to put the bad stuff in it. Basically, the Amazing Spider-Man.
It's like the Genesis project. Basically, it's like it's built for good, but you could fuck it up.
Yeah, I mean, this is all the Amazing Spider-Man. They were like, we built this thing that we could vaccinate the city, but if you put a toxin in,
but if you put the disease in,
right? Yeah.
Whoops.
But yeah, so it's like but you don't find that out until like halfway, 3/4 of the way through the movie, where it's like, oh yeah, by the way, your father, and you're also the key because you have this key, and also your handprints and stuff.
When does the key come into play? Does the key ever come into play?
No. Her hand
is the key.
The actual key is not a key.
Right. She's got a physical key around her neck, right? But there's like a pendant. There's a pendant that's a hand pointing at the key.
Yeah.
And okay, I guess it's kind of clever that it's not actually
she's got
the key,
hand,
but
the hand of the key, emblem from Game of Thrones, basically.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Because it's a hand literally holding and pointing at a key, like this is important.
Maybe it activated that console in that room.
No,
at the
it
end,
did not, because they didn't use it.
Look, plot is not this movie's strong suit.
No,
because
what is
the story is just getting in the way of the constant punching and kicking that's going on.
Yeah,
there are times when fight scenes interrupt other fight scenes.
Yeah, I think the main things that you need to understand is that there is this evil organization with an overlord, but the overlord's not actually the real bad guy. It's the Jake the Snake Roberts, security guy that's really the evil person in this.
Right.
So he's, for whatever reason, is like, we need to make this robot secretly so that she can not only seduce the Picasso gang's member
Nikki Picasso,
because
Picasso,
they're the strongest gang on the surface, but also you're the lady who's the daughter of this, so we need you to unlock this thing. But to complicate things, there is the TC-2000 force, which includes Billy Blanks and her and other people, which are the security force for this underground world. He, of course, at some point goes rogue because they're like, hey, get him, because you figured things out. And then so he's like, trying to form an army, finds Bolo Young, who's just
the star of the film.
Kind of the star of the film, but yes, but he's just a Ronin. Like, he doesn't really have a gang or anything. He's got a daughter, and like he fights for money, and that's about it.
Is that his daughter or his wife?
It
his
is.
daughter.
They say it's his
Okay.
daughter. later.
I'm not your daughter. I'm your wife.
But I'm just saying, like, he's like supposed to be one of the best fighters, but he doesn't like feel like starting any shit on the surface. Or
Yeah, so he just beats up people in the Kumite, underground Kumite.
He occasionally will stumble onto a giant bully beating up a lady and be like, "Okay,
I
time
gotta
to defend."
do my thing.
But yeah,
Yeah.
he's just Ronin.
Right. So anyway, so that's like your three kind of stars, and they all have to kind of funnel together into the plot eventually.
And they do. Then the movie happens, and then it ends.
Yeah.
I mean, like the TCs keep going up to the surface, and they're like, "All right, we're on the surface. Oh no, we're being attacked." And it's like, well, what are you doing up there?
Yeah. The first part of the movie seems to be that it's going to be the struggle between the quote unquote good guys and the mutants on the surface. You know, because that's what it seems like it's going to be. Because it's just a ragtag group of neon and or studded leather wearing maniacs from your standard cheap apocalypse movie.
If you've ever seen a post-apocalyptic movie, the people on the surface have developed a theme, and they are sticking to it no matter what. Like, this is me now. I'm a radioactive mailman. I am.
But they just seem that like their idea is like, oh, they figured out that there's a laser wall that lets you into the underground, and only these TCs have the means to go through. So if you murder them and like wear their body through, you can
just
sneak in,
throw them over your shoulder, and run through the laser grid.
Yeah.
You can get in there, which is, I think, my favorite thing in this film, because they keep at the beginning they just keep showing the cops drive through this laser wall, and they're like, yeah, keep showing this is great. And then you were confused for a little while, like, what are the bad guys doing? Just picking up dudes and throwing them over their shoulder and running through this. You didn't realize that if you don't have one of those dudes with you, you burn up in the laser wall.
Yeah. But so that's what's happening at first, and then they're like, why are these guys busting in? And also they're trying to go to an area that we've never had before. This just leads to a whole thing where they're like, hey, we found this secret area, and guess what? There's old school guns in it.
Yeah.
And that gives us an advantage, and then they just disappear.
Old school gun in it.
Yeah,
to
it's
be
a big
fair.
box with a gun in it.
And Uzi. A singular Uzi.
Yeah. So it's just an
Treat it
action
like a
it's
fucking
just,
magic
it's just,
sword.
I'm just saying it's an action scene to have an action scene, because they bust in and it's just like, well, that worked. Now we're gone. And this movie's just will do that periodically. It's like there is a cliffhanger, and they're just like, yeah, we didn't really have a way out of that, so just transition, and it's okay. They're out of it now. Because like Billy Blank straight up gets like captured or one point, and then it's just like, oh, we've got you, and you're gonna die, and
He's bitching to his chief about his partner getting killed, and he's like, "Oh, you want out? Fine. Time for the surgery." Because they keep acting like these people are kind of robots anyway. Because he's like, you've seen too much. You've got the information in your memory banks, and we have to extract it and stuff. And they wear dumb cyber gear that doesn't make any sense.
No, it's like it's welding helmets and the cross gear, or just it's weird stuff that they wear. So.
They've got weird targeting systems that don't do anything, and I don't know, but it's just like, oh, you want out? Fine, strap you to the table. We're gonna extract. And then he wakes up in his apartment like, the fuck, and then just busts out of there, and he's like, I'm on the surface now. And then the people chasing him show up like right behind him, like after he gets into a fight. They're just like, hey, Jason Storm, what's going on? Zap.
Yeah, no, I think that's the one. They zap him, and the RoboCop lady is there, and they're like, we've got him. And then she just wakes up in Bolo Young's house with like in a fever dream.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, okay,
yeah.
How did he survive, and why is he here? But anyway, I'm just saying they sometimes will just transition their way out of a situation, and it doesn't really matter.
When they turn Zoe into a TC-2000X, they have a press conference down in the underground bunker, and she backflips her way into the press conference and is wearing a dominatrix outfit
and heels.
I was trying to think of a good way to make this joke, because it's the combination of like what the actor looks like, and then this weird set that this press conference set that they're in, because he's at a podium, but there's like bench seating in like a U shape, and I was like, oh, it's the superpowers booth, because it's just like it's like it's this weird like setup where like everyone is boothed around the podium and looking at the person. It's I don't know. It's supposed to be like the underground UN or something.
This is one of those movies they filmed in a convention center or something, and it's just like, this is not really built to be any sort of functional space, but they had it. Like they filmed those scenes there, and the rest of the scenes are filmed in a water treatment facility somewhere. half the time I think they weren't even supposed to be there because like all the control room scenes, they don't have anything turned on, and whenever
That's just a generic control room.
Sure, but
set somewhere.
But also, like when they're in the main control room part, away from the electronic stuff, they're always whisper talking. Like, we can't be too loud. There's a meeting going on next door of the actual treatment facility or whatever this is.
That's probably you can use this, but keep it down.
Yeah. Just
but
you crazy kids.
I mean, but so plot comes together. It doesn't really matter. I mean, honestly, it's like they get
none of it.
I'm just saying they get the lady to the thing. Bolo Young. I mean, I'm saying they get whatever
get the lady to the thing.
Their MacGuffin place that her father built and the device
Terminal Island.
Sure, they get her there, and and it's the evil Powers Booth, Jake the Snake guy / the Picasso leader gang. They've teamed up and they're like, ha. I mean, he's promised the Picasso gang like you're gonna get everything you wanted, real food and place to live underground, and then like at the last second they're like, haha, we're actually destroying the surface world or whatever.
We're actually destroying you.
Yeah, we don't like you. You're dumb.
But and basically Billy Blanks and Bolo Young go off and have a long extended training montage where it's just like, we got to go attack them, but not yet. We're not strong enough. Maybe we should go recruit some of our pit fighters. I'm just saying, and then it all comes together, an action scene basically. But I don't really, trying to recap the plot is kind of silly. To answer your question,
that was it
from earlier. The strong suits of this movie are, I think, its costuming, and so I personally am a huge fan of the low budget post apocalyptic genre. Like I love the Warriors-esque. Everyone just gets a theme, and I don't know why. That is just always fun to me. And
this is what I am now.
Yeah.
Not only is my name Nikki Picasso, but our banquet table where we have our dumb meetings will be a Picasso painting, and we will paint our faces in the style.
Yeah.
That first scene where all the dumb Picassos are sitting around doing fucking flips and pirouettes.
And they have one guy named Blade who just has spinny blades on his hand for some reason, and he's
always flourishing.
he has to go over and manually run the jukebox because they don't have any power.
They don't have power, so he has to stand there.
That particular touch I really liked.
I mean there are little things like that that get this movie by, and to a degree. I mean, I will say there are better examples of this genre that at least vary up the landscape a little bit more, and maybe the connective tissue makes a little bit more sense. This one is,
and they've got more than one gang, more than one themed gang, because this has, I mean, it's got the good guys, and then the bad guys, and then the bad guys other. Okay, there's basically one themed gang, and that's the Picassos.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, of course, the good guys, they have their outfits and whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's a few.
But there aren't any more themed gangs.
There's a couple leftover Road Warrior people, like that one giant wrestler dude that was.
Yeah.
But they're not like a
Lord Humongous is in this.
Yeah.
That guy. Oh man.
I mean, there's various pit fighter dudes who have kind of a theme. Like there's Snake Man, who's just kind of dressed like a Bedouin fighter. I don't know. He's just generic,
But they don't have
desert
whole,
snake guy, and then
gangs of.
Then they've got
guys.
guy who I was like, is he the actual inspiration for the Mystery Science Theater outfit? Because I was I started to question which came first, this movie or Mystery Science Theater? Because I was his outfit with the tape and everything. I was like, is this where they were just make me that? That's what we're gonna wear.
They stole that from Mystery Science Theater.
Okay, but I'm just saying it's weird little things like that.
Yeah.
And then there's the Macho Man Slim Jim outfit guy because he's just wearing all the bright neon colors of the early 90s.
There's this just stupid plot point of the controller seemingly teams with Nikki Picasso so that they can get through the Great Barrier before they get to Terminal Island, which is just a bunch of cable spools surrounded by a hobo camp, and they're like, oh, we'll never get through that. We need the Picassos here to help us defeat these. And it's just literally a bunch of fucking hobos who are just like, hey, what the hell?
It's the lifers, right?
Yeah. And so
they hype man them pretty good because they were like, oh yeah, they were all ex-cons. They all broke out together, and they're the hardest of the hard. And it's just they live in empty cable spool land. Was it fucking bulletproof where he went rolling down the hill in
They
one
had
of
him
them.
tied to one, and as they were escaping him, he rolled down the fucking hill.
Anyway, I was saying, like, it's just like
Bulletproof
they,
is a good movie.
yeah, they have a bunch of those stacked up, and they literally are just like, hey, and they're like, huh, and they just catch them off guard. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, that's solved.
Yeah. Like, look, the geography of this movie never makes sense. Like, where anybody is at any given point, who knows? I'm pretty sure they cut up and refilmed a bunch of the midsection of him and Bolo Young hanging out, because it seems like they are either at odds or best friends at weird random points. It's like, we are friends now. And then I was like, you suck. And it's like, wait, what?
Right. And clearly Bolo Young was learning to say everything he said phonetically.
That's why they gave him a daughter, because the daughter
Yeah,
needed to
I
carry the load of the dialogue.
Yes, but also I just love that there's literally a point where they're like, all right, give Bolo Young a ninja outfit so that we can dub somebody else talking for him.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, like, it's just, I don't know
Well,
why.
they didn't bother giving anybody else in this movie a ninja outfit for their dubbing.
Yeah.
And literally everyone was dubbed poorly.
Yep.
Like I said, there is a certain degree of charm to the low budget post apocalyptic, like, shoot where you can, use anything that looks industrial.
Yeah.
Grab a couple barrels and set a hobo over here. I just like I'm just saying, like, set dressing of like post apocalyptic low budget movies I think is amazing and goes a long way.
Sure.
This movie's script is a fucking mess.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're not here for that. Like, honestly, we weren't here for that, because at no point were we ever like, can you rewind it? Because I don't know what's going on.
No,
It was
it's
just
just
like,
like,
he's going to kick him in the face. That's fine.
or in the dick.
Yeah.
Or,
Like you know enough to where it's like, okay, I saw RoboCop. I know how that's going to go. I've seen good guy, bad guy movies. I know how this is going to go. That guy's going to get betrayed, blah, blah, blah. Let's just watch people get kicked in the face. That's really the only thing that you're here for.
I don't think we even mentioned that, like, Matthias Hughes is in this. The
Yeah.
I Come in Peace guy. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, of the people, there are lots of. If there weren't a lot of steroid use in this movie, then I'm saying this movie looks like it had a shitload of steroids around it.
Everybody's jacked.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
Everybody's
everyone
jacked to
is
the fucking gills, like
you know,
WWE Attitude
yes.
Era jacked.
Yeah, like skin barely able to hang on from all the muscles stretching.
Oiled up and jacked.
Yeah. So
How is Matthias Hughes? How is he not like fucking huge?
He is.
he's
I
a
mean,
very
tall.
large guy.
Like, yeah, I know he's like fucking jacked, but
Yeah.
I'm just.
Well, I was even thinking
He's not a great actor, but God, he looks the part.
I was even thinking in this that he did not seem to be getting the role that he deserved, because he's better than a lot of the other people in this, and there's
Better than fucking Dave and Steve, Scott.
I do love that at a certain point. Well, like, so it's
Yeah,
part of the low budgetness fun of this is, like, they are putting together their X-Force towards the end. Like, Bolo Young and Billy Blanks are like, all right, these are our guys. We've got Slim Jim Guy, we've got Mystery Science Theater Jumpsuit, we've got Bedouin Ninja,
we got the Scarecrow
then-
from the Wizard
yeah.
of Oz.
and then we've
Oh,
got
we also have
Dave
Auto
from
Gyro Pilot.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we also have Dave from accounting, who's just I'm just saying, like, it's just this
Okay,
this
and
guy.
to describe to you what, like, okay, he looks like Dave from accounting, like goatee,
Not really. I
and
mean,
pudgy.
he's more like that ex-military guy, but like the guy that you work with that's been out of the military for 20 years and still talks about the military. He's that guy.
But he's also really into martial arts.
Sure.
But when you go see his martial arts demonstration, it looks like one of those videos everybody clowns on the internet where the guy's just like fake punching really fast.
Or like the Blue Steel guys, where like the fat guys.
Yeah, or like
slicing
Steven
things with
Seagal, where he's not actually doing anything.
Or you could just say Steven Seagal. It's
Yeah,
really,
yeah, just say Steven Seagal.
It's kind of
He doesn't look
anything
like that.
beyond that is just redundant when you're talking about ridiculous.
Sure.
But he's just a dude. Like, they've got just colorful row of characters of
Yeah.
different themes,
And
and fucking
Dave.
Dave.
Yeah.
So that became part of the fun of the finale, because like we
Just waiting for Dave. Yeah.
it's like, oh no, Dave, and then like at one, it's so weird. Like, aside from Nicky Picasso, really, there's not a lot of people saying each other's names.
No.
It's a lot. It's one of those movies where you're just like, it's that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
I
he
mean,
is.
Billy Blanks is Jason, so like we made a couple like
press
press extra Jason because
Yeah.
like he's get like every Billy Blanks movie he gets his ass kicked for at least half the fight.
he
and
does.
Then,
Oh my God.
And then hits the John Cena button and comes back or whatever.
But like during the finale, and one of the weak things about the finale of this movie is that it's just a fight with our main characters and henchmen. Like there is no showdown between the main bad guy and the main good guys. It's the main good guys and henchmen. That's it. The main bad guys take care of themselves in stupid ways. But at one point, one of them turns to one of the henchmen and says, like, "Get him, Scott."
Yeah, he's like, "Scott, you stay here and guard."
Scott.
Yeah.
And Scott's just a kind of tall dude with a beard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also in a movie where it's like, I think his name was like Jason Blaze or something like that.
Storm.
Okay.
Jason Storm.
Well, I mean, it's like, guys named like Nicky Picasso and Blade and Jason Storm, and it's like, hey, Scott, why don't you
Hello,
guard
Scott.
this stairwell here? Thank you.
Distract him, Scott. So, like, when Scott stepped up, and it was like, oh, it's Scott's turn now. Scott's here. And Jason punches Scott in the dick.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he goes out. Yeah.
That's the end.
It's funny, like Scott. Okay, so in that whole scene, Scott gets like 1/10 of the action. It's the other guy. The other guy that's with Scott who, like, is another generic, tall, broad dude.
Yeah, he's a guy, like, he's probably named Gunner. I'm
Yeah,
just saying, like,
yeah.
he's
Right.
vaguely Eastern European and jacked.
Yeah. Yeah, if he has a character name, it's Gunner or Gunter. And he gets his ass kicked all up and down these stairs, and then
He also sells a really good backhand dick punch, I think it is. Because, like, Billy
Yes,
Blanks
he
catches
has-
him from behind a corner, like, in the dick, and he's just like, ooh!
He's got there's one very good facial expression that guy does.
Yeah.
It's real good.
but then we get 30 seconds on Scott before he gets his dick punched, which kills him.
Pulverized.
Pulverized.
Billy Blanks has pulverized that man's dick. Scott's dick. Yeah, I mean, if you're here for quantity of fighting, it's definitely quantity. Quality, I swear, like, by the time they got to the finale, there's some where they're just using, like, master shots of Billy Blanks fighting off 3 or 4 henchmen, and it just looks like the rehearsal take. It's like they're not even coming close to each other, and it just looks like
There's one actual dramatic shot. I think it's between the fight between him and Matthias Hughes, where it's like their first, like, hey, we have beef for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
And he does that, like, flying, dragon Bruce Lee kick at him, and it's like, you are 3 feet away from him, like, in front of him. Like, you were
They're
nowhere
trying to
close.
force,
Like,
do the forced perspective thing.
Not
and
even
it's,
close.
Yeah.
But there's one shot where they dangle a henchman over, like, a giant,
He's dangling from a drum or something.
something like that, and then they just murder his bread box. Like, literally just crush that fucking thing.
Oh, are you talking about? I think it's the jumpsuit, the Mystery Science jumpsuit guy.
Yeah.
They get him in a ladder.
Yes.
It's a metal, like.
Yes.
Oh, was it a ladder?
and he just they get him between 2 rungs, and he just, I don't know. Yeah, he, like, pinballs him in there and just ding 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 ding. just it comes up.
Oh
dead.
no, we're thinking of 2 different scenes, because there's one where the guy's head gets stuck in a
Into the
ladder
tube,
and
yeah.
gets crushed,
Yeah.
and then there's the one guy who gets hung upside down. And
Oh right, yeah,
and he-
the
and he
Spider-Man
just
bread
jump
box.
kicks
Yes,
it.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
bread box. Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy gets fucking
Spider-Man
wrecked.
bread box.
That's my new charades.
That
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
so
I'm saying the guy is upside down Spider-Man style, and instead of getting kissed, he gets kissed by a rose in his chest. Yeah.
Sure.
It's a bit of a stretch, but all
Kissed
allowed.
by a fist.
He gets kicked by
Yeah.
a bro
Yeah, he does.
in the sternum.
He broke a seal or 2.
Oh, man.
Anywho. Yeah, that's the TC 2000, I think.
Do we want to talk about our heroine anymore?
Well, we kind of touched on how she flips in, but, I don't. Did we really fully quantify her?
She flips out, too.
I mean,
she enters and leaves the scene.
Well, she doesn't flip out. She flips over to have pictures taken.
Yeah.
But that's her method of transportation is gymnastics
Flips.
flipping. Yeah.
I want to flip back to that scene real quick.
Okay.
There are like 14 reporters / photographers for the underworld, which has no known residents.
Right? We never see a single one.
We never see a single person who lives there. We only see some people who fight or work there.
It's all press. Like,
What
everyone who
yeah.
survived is a photographer.
Okay, so you're underground. What's your newspaper called? It can't be daily because that doesn't really mean anything. like or today or just like the Underground Post,
The Tunnel.
Yeah, Underground Times, whatever time it happens to be.
Straight Digs. Or the Underworld Digs.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's just called The Dirt.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby Phillips,
Yep.
Zoe Kinsella.
Yeah.
I thought they were saying Consuela.
I thought they did
They
too at
pronounced
one
her
point,
last name
but
so
they
many
type it in
different
as a
ways.
password at the end, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Bobby Phillips was a big deal in the mid to late 90s. She was one of those people who was like, oh, you're a thing.
Okay.
Like, you're
Yeah.
in stuff.
like things of this level or bigger things?
Bigger things.
Okay.
She was like a primary co-star on television shows
Hmm.
and like was getting deals and stuff like that.
Okay.
She was like an it girl for a little while of that level.
Mhm.
Like she rose above the TC 2000 level for a while.
To like the TC 2001 level.
yeah.
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 Oh, she was in an X-Files thing.
She wasn't an X-Files thing. That's a popular
But-
episode.
X-Files War of the Coprophages. That's shit eaters, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Coprophage is a something that eats poop.
I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Sure. I'm not aware of this one.
Yeah, it's poop eating.
But yeah, her transition to TC 2000X also involves she gets a studded leather onesie, with not just like a a slit open like here's a look at my boobs window type of thing. It's like it's got weird gothic symboling.
Weird, like black flame
Yeah.
spike things,
Yeah.
and her hair has like I don't know what you call that.
She
She's
gets a
got a
little
high pony.
Yeah.
But it's like
It's
Yeah.
it's what I call the Elizabeth Daily haircut. Pee-wee's Big Adventure lady. I'm just
Okay.
saying, like it's that frizzy.
Yeah.
Like it's part ponytail, part like I have some in rubber bands. You
Yeah.
know, like it's just everywhere.
And I like that the movie has so much plot that they have to rush through all the plot points. Like when she shows up at the press conference and everyone starts taking her picture, that is the first instance of, oh no, the robot programming is not working. The flashes are throwing me off. I remember things from my past. It's like literally,
Yeah.
she just rolled off the assembly line. Like you
Yeah.
just unveiled her.
Well, she also
and she's broken.
she had a brief moment when she first sees Billy Blanks, but they override her and she goes back into it. But
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know what anything else about her. I mean, other than like I said she's a mix between Shannon Doherty and Sharon Stone. I mean, just in terms of her looks.
She, I mean, she's obviously not a fighter, but there's so
she
much.
does all right, looking like she's kicked someone in the face before.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Mhm.
She's a robot. So I was kind of impressed during the finale when Controller and Nikki Picasso go up to the top of this missile silo or whatever the fuck they're in, and they actually throw one of them over this railing at the top of this missile silo, and he sort of like bungee drops down. He's been, the rope. It's so stupid because he's like, "Aha! I betrayed you, Nikki Picasso," and he's like, "Not so fast! I will rope you to death." And he's like, "Yeah, but I have the antidote." And he's like, "Thanks, yoink," and tosses him over. And they do throw a dude off this catwalk over the top of the,
Right.
over. I mean, it's a pretty dangerous stunt for a low budget movie. I'm sure everything went fine, but it's still impressive that they're on this little tight space up at the top of this fucking silo, and he throws him over this railing and bungee jumps around for a little while.
Yeah. I mean, the guy does still scream after like hitting what should have clearly snapped his neck
Yes.
afterwards. But
Sure.
it's
Right.
like it's not just like he kind of got
Should've
hung.
Chopped
He got
his
like
head off.
yeah, he kind of got 20-foot hung, hanged.
Yeah. Yeah, he does fall for a little while.
Yeah.
I like too that they activate this dumb system and it just starts shooting bottle rockets or some shit out of
it
the
shoots
center
like
console.
SD's model rockets, but
Yeah.
it's like
Yep.
I think it's supposed to be like each one is like a different component.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
right.
5 chemicals that,
Yeah.
when all combined, they will destroy everything, and only 4 launch
Yeah,
before
it's
they get
Captain Planet Killer.
before they get the password in there. I mean, we recently watched another one of these, Expect No Mercy, with Billy Blanks and the other guy. That movie is so 100% superior to this, and that movie's fucking garbage anyway. But it's just odd that movies so close together with virtually the same cast and kind of the same shooting locations can be so drastically different. This is just a mess. It's just an absolute mess.
Yeah, there are things I really like about this movie, like when it is embracing the, like I think that's what I want in my post-apocalyptic things is like it is explained that like everyone is a little off because they're irradiated. You know, like that's why we're just like, I don't know. It seemed like a good idea to be, you know, evil New York Yankees with that wear clown makeup. That makes sense, right? You know, like
Yeah.
I
We were the team, and we were caught in the storm, and,
Yeah.
and now we're not taking off our uniforms, but we're crazy.
right, yeah. I like that idea of like banding together and making your weird Joker gangs and stuff, you know. And But yeah, it just fizzles out. It's big time in this movie. So
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's just not well thought out, but you realize that no one was bothering to think about it anyway because it was on to the next punching and kicking moment. And if you're here for Billy Blank's roundhouse kicking dudes in the face, you're going to get it a lot. Like, it happens a lot. Like, I started counting, and then I was like, I can't. I don't think I can put a supercut together of this.
yeah, but I mean, I'm saying like this one's just not done particularly well. I mean,
No.
there are better ways you can see that. So,
Yes,
yeah.
and we've seen several Five Jocks movies with Billy Blanks. This is not one of those. Do we just want to move into ratings? And
I think so. Unfortunately, this one's just kind of like it's kind of hard to talk about just because, you know, structurally it's such a mess. I mean, you know, several times throughout the movie you will just find yourself going, huh? Like
we
like
really
what-
didn't skip over much of the plot. And
No.
literally most of this movie is fighting.
yeah, and I mean, like I said, it's like Lady has been RoboCopped for a while, and it's like that's when Jake the Snake guy is just like, oh yeah, by the way, your father is like super integral. And it's like, wait, what? Like that?
So I think
Okay.
so the other thing worth talking about is Bolo Young has this fighting technique that he uses in his first little street fight
Right.
where
Yeah, there's a Danny DeVito clown that referees this.
yes, he's the MC. He's fighting this Haystacks Calhoun giant hillbilly Jim motherfucker. And he sandwiches the MC. He grabs the MC and is holding him like for some reason, and Bolo Young punches that dude in the stomach, but it only murders the guy behind him.
Mhm.
And so this is this whole transference of energy theory that
Chi. It's called Chi, Chuck.
okay,
Come on.
whatever.
Chi.
Chi.
Oh, that's that wireless charging. That's cool.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's Chi.
Chi McBride. And he tries to teach this to Billy Blanks. Billy Blanks is
Wait,
like
was that like a Shy McBride thing? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
He tries to teach this to Billy Blanks. Billy Blanks is like, "Oh, I get it," but like doesn't really. And so there's a shot during the training montage of Bolo Young on one side of a wall, and there's a watermelon on the other side, and he punches the wall, and the watermelon explodes, and you're like, "Okay, well this better come back in some way." So Bolo Young and Matthias Hughes have that's the big confrontation at the end of this. They have to fight each other. Which is really weird because he has beef with Billy Blanks, and they never resolve that. They
Yet
don't get to
another reason
resolve
this
it.
movie is a mess.
They don't get to resolve it because at one point, Matthias Hughes just runs away. He's like, "Fuck it," gone, and just goes out and slams this door and is just holding himself against the door, like, "Haha, you can't get out." And so Bolo Young punches the door, and it murders Matthias Hughes. And then the actual best, like, that's great. Like, that right there is great enough.
Yeah, it's like the shot is done pretty well because it's like he crumples his chest so that it's like, oh, his entire insides are melting
Yes.
through this punch or whatever. It's
So-
just, yeah.
So he falls dead on the catwalk, and they open the door and walk out. But Bolo Young literally steps on him on the way out on purpose. It's not like, oh, we accidentally stepped on the actor. No, he's like, one more shot for this motherfucker. Crunch. So yeah, that is the actual arc of this movie of the.
I feel like somewhere there's a drop dead / right said Fred joke because they're on a catwalk. And then he drops dead.
Drop dead right
Yeah.
said Fred.
Yeah.
You work on that.
Okay.
Get back to us next week
Yeah.
with something.
Yeah. So yeah, let's rate this.
Okay.
I think I can give it a single jocks because there's so much fighting in it. There's some dumb fun to be had here. Just as a movie, no. Like, no. I'm sorry, but no. As a movie, no. It doesn't work. As evident by what we just tried to explain. It's a mess. You can't really... You've seen all of it before better. Like the plot points, you've seen all of it before and better. And you're not here for that. But if you're just for, man, there's a lot of dudes just jumping at each other and falling over and a lot of, sound effects dubbed in to make it sound like they're hurting each other. There's a lot of it. It's fun.
Everything in this movie is dubbed in, by the way.
Yeah.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
There is no, like,
There's
live
some on-set.
recording.
No, there's some on-set sound.
I don't think so.
No, there is. You hear all those pipes
Okay,
when
Chuck.
they spun up those turbines.
You hear pipes.wave. That's what you hear.
I've never heard pipes wave. It's a weird version of Danny Boy.
Pipes.wave. Yeah, and I think the how inconsequential the TC-2000X robot lady ends up really being. I just like her look.
True. They could have just cut her hand off.
Yeah, that would have been easier instead of programming her to be a robot.
Yeah, we didn't. It's better. Only because I will then transition it into the rest of my rating. I will say they thankfully allude instead of focus on, but we didn't mention there is a nerdy scientist side character that was just like, oh yes, I was your commanding officer when I was like 14 until I went to get my PhD or whatever.
Professor.
Yeah, professor guy, and it's just like because they basically are just like he is in on it. Like he decides to be evil Dr. Frankenstein because he wants to play with her boobs while she's kind of dead. So I'm just saying, there's like that, and then
she
like
has to be dead for it to work.
sure. And then, like, I'm saying this only because, like, thankfully, so many of these post-apocalyptic things are very rape heavy. You know, it's just like, hey, world's ending, like, women. And other than the one, like, Mad Max guy that Bolo Young stops from, you know,
Menacing that lady.
menacing Chunk's mom, he's like, there was a fat kid that was there, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just like, that's not really, like, a focal point in this movie, really,
No.
you know, at all. So,
But that Dr. Dude's creepiness is hinted at.
oh,
more.
absolutely, yes.
I think maybe some more was intended to be there because the bad guy calls him out at the end. He's like, "You just wanted to play with her boobs," and it's like, well, then, you know, they're right there.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm just
she was
saying, like,
dead.
thankfully, I'm not saying that makes it good. It's just it is a somewhat nice quality to not have that be front and center in your post-apocalyptic, like,
Yes,
you know,
thank you.
Warriors gangs movie kind of thing. It doesn't make it that much better. I'm giving this movie 2 jocks, and I'm only giving it the extra one because, like, I have a slight appreciation for, like I said, just I like the milieu, if you will, like the costuming and all of that. Yes, I'm the only person that's probably ever said the word milieu for.
You just
TC
like all of its trappings.
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I declared I really liked the movie when they went to the Picasso gang's home, and it was just like they live in this cubist church, and it's just fucking weird, and a broken jukebox, and all this stuff, and a Last Supper Picasso table, and all of this dumb shit. But yeah, the connective tissue is necrotic. It's awful. Yeah.
So you give it
2 jocks. I just,
2
like
jocks?
I said, only
Okay.
because like I just appreciate the everything about it, not everything that looks about it, and some of the punching and kicking is okay. Some of it is like, ooh, that actually looked like that hurt, and
Yeah, some of it is okay.
some of it is okay, but yeah, the story based, it is a mess.
Well, I'm going to do something a little unorthodox for me, I think, and for our rating system in general. I'm going to give this a bag, and it's because I need to lower our overall rating of this movie.
Okay.
And not that I need to bring it down. Like, I'm not going to give it 5 bags so that it brings the overall rating into the bags.
Uh-huh.
I just need to make sure that people's expectations for this are tempered. You don't need to see this movie.
No.
There are a couple good things in it, but it's really not worth the runtime. Like, unless you're a Billy Blanks Bolo Young completionist or something, you don't need to see this movie. There's nothing except for, like, the punch, the chi punch, which is cool, but it should have been... That fight should have been Billy Blanks' fight. Billy Blanks should have lost the first fight. The second fight should have been his fight that he won, and then when Matthias Hughes runs away, then Billy Blanks does the chi punch through the door. That's how you do that. And this movie makes a lot of mistakes like that. Like, it just sort of wastes opportunities. But there is a lot of fun stuff. Like the kicking is fun. It's not good. But it's fun. The look of the movie is fun, but it makes it commits cardinal sin of film, which is it's boring. Like every once in a while something kind of crazy happens, but for the most part I was just bored and like, okay, this would be a great time to be doing anything else other than watching this movie. Not anything else. Like getting hit in the head with a stick I wouldn't rather do, but almost anything else rather than watching this. So I'm giving it a bag. It would normally I would probably give it 1 Jocks had Harlow not also or had Harlow not gone 2.
I understand what you're doing here.
But yeah, I gotta bring the overall rating down.
I get it.
So that anybody else, if they just like catch the rating, they don't go, oh, I have to go watch that. Just in case anybody's on the bubble. Not worth your time.
Yeah.
Maybe you're Matthias Hughes completionist as well.
Or you're being on the lookout to see all of Young's movies.
Yes.
Oh. What?
It's okay.
It just feels like they got to the set every day and were like, oh, God, we have to go. Fucking go. I don't care if this doesn't make sense. Just you go run over there, flip off that thing, go. All right, we got to get out of here. They're going to turn the treatment plant back on.
Yeah.
Just fucking say whatever.
And everything seems like a first take.
Yeah.
Maybe the action segments aren't first take, but
Well,
all of the acting is first take.
The weird thing I noticed, and you said it out loud, was the first part of this movie is like this weird film noir thing with him narrating.
Oh yeah, we get.
I feel like it happens twice, like once at the beginning and once at the end. Is that it?
Well, we get one scene. So we get an intro narrative.
Yep.
Right. Do not let Billy Blanks fucking narrate a movie. Pick somebody else.
Anyone else.
But so opening narration, and then we get a closing narration, over like sunset and whatever. But there is a point where it goes film noir for a second, and just like Billy Blanks of all the places in all the world, she had to walk into my office and blah 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 blah.
I think it's not just that he's narrating; it's that he's narrating while on screen. That's what gives it the Blade Runner.
It's like he's doing the dishes and thinking this dialogue, and it's like.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, movie? And then it never does it again.
I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's not in Blade Runner.
No.
Well, I mean, Blade Runner.
I'm just saying, if we pretend, versions don't exist.
Also, you need to note that the poster for this movie, if that's the thing that gets you to see it, like the original poster for this, is a lie because it has him with the Terminator look, but it says like he's an unstoppable machine, and it's like. No, that's not what this movie is at all. You're lying. You're trying to make it look like he's a Terminator robot, and you're fucking lying.
Well, I mean, the human body is a machine.
That's not what they're implying.
Oh.
The year is 2020. He's mostly human and totally inevitable until now.
Inevitable or indestructible?
Oh, invincible.
Invincible.
Sorry, I guess I need Harlow glasses.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's also really pixelated in this version I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's a bad poster. But it's one of those taglines where it's like, oh no, you've just made this up. That's not what this is at all. He's not the Terminator thing.
Although I'm vaguely suspicious that everybody on the TC squad was some sort of light robot.
Yes, I think they had like 5% cybernetics.
Maybe
shit
it was
in
more
them.
like Universal Soldier. They were more brainwashed. Like, because remember when we started Universal Soldier, we were like, oh yeah, that was like a Terminator thing, and then we saw it and we're like, oh wait, they're not Terminators at all. Like, they're just people.
Yeah, they just gave them
they were dead.
some reanimator juice.
They were dead, and now they're
good old
compliant.
reanimator juice.
Yeah. I think they were like 5% cyber.
I'm a little bit cyber, a little bit rock and roll.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
but yeah, they should have had her on the poster.
Yeah. I mean, it would probably sell more copies. I mean,
sure, but I don't know.
I mean, Billy Blanks looks.
I was
going to
say, what about Cherry 2000? Didn't that do really poorly?
Oh, Cherry 2000, huge bomb.
Yeah, that's
why
I mean.
we covered it.
Huh?
That's why we covered it.
Well, no, I just mean like
Cherry
similar
bomb.
like title thing, and then you
Yeah.
put a lady on the cover, they'd probably be like, "Ooh, that didn't work for them." Like
Yeah.
Billy Blanks is the robot now.
Right. Yeah, we don't want to get burned again.
Yeah.
It would have ruined the reveal of her dumb outfit because that really is like one of the highlights of the movie when she flips it and you're like, what have you? Why is that the robot? Dumb. I mean, she's hot, but whatever.
That's correct. She's hot, but whatever.
The motion picture. The TC 2000 story. That's probably the name of one of the featurettes on the Blu-ray. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a movie.
Sure is.
That might be the worst Billy Blanks movie we've seen. Because, I mean, you think about it, there are so many Five Jocks Billy Blanks movies. King of the Kickboxers, Expect No Mercy, Back in Action, the other one that's Back in Action, but I can't remember the name
Isn't
of.
there one with him and Roddy Piper?
Yeah,
Is that
it's
Back in Action?
There's two of them. There's Back in Action and the other one that I can't remember the name of.
Okay. Wait, you had two with Roddy Piper?
Yeah.
Okay. See, my brain, it's not there anymore.
Yeah, Back in Action and come on, IMDb, fucking load.
IMDb's fucking slow as shit lately.
Yeah,
You'd think for, something powered by Amazon Web Services.
you would think. Tough and Deadly. Yeah, he did those back to back. Back in Action, Tough and Deadly. Good movies, both of them.
Dead and Toughly. I like that one.
Rough and toughly.
Bread and Toffee. That's good too.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's TC 2000.
it is.
I'm
Bye.
Harlow. Email us
Uh-huh.
if you would. Do us a favor. BMF@BMFcast.com is the email address.
Such a dramatic
You're-
pause.
I know, and I was waiting for you to start to move
You're
to say something before.
shattering.
I'm getting old. I can do that. Yeah, that's our email address. So send us an email if you would like to telephone us. You should probably do it soon because eventually we're going to miss the message that says, hey, we're going to shut down your Google Voice number unless you use it. So give us a call, 910-5JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263.
They've gotten relentless about that. They are like,
One a month, man. They're
Yeah.
like,
Wait, do we need to verify it?
no, we
we've
take
done
care
it,
of it every
yeah.
time, but it's
Chuck
like,
and I have a little.
yeah, we do a little sexting.
Yeah.
A little official sexting.
All right.
Anyway, but yeah, they're fucking relentless about it. It's
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
It's weird because I feel like 5 years went by and no one used it, and Google didn't give a shit. Now they're like, hey, we need that number back.
Yeah.
It's a prime number.
Right.
It might actually be, but
I don't know. Maybe we'll see if we can sell it, and then you'll just have to call 1-800-HOT-BMF-Z, and then we'll have to pay for an 800 number for nobody to use. Anyway, if you want to check out our goings on, it's bmfcast.com. If you want to pay us for what we do, it's patreon.com/bmfcast. Thank you to all of our current and former and future patrons. It helps us pay for, shit like buying stupid Billy Blanks movies from Vinegar Syndrome. We have copy 3050 out of 5,000 of the Vinegar Syndrome release.
that's right.
It's actually a nice release, but yeah, we're able to, to buy this shit on disc and, support the film industry single-handedly.
Certainly not one I ever figured would be on Blu-ray. That's for sure.
No, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of stuff that it does is it helps support that, and occasionally it'll buy us a slice or two of pizza.
Yeah, we had a slice.
Maybe a gram of blow here and there. For anniversaries.
Some of that rainbow fentanyl you've been hearing about.
Ooh, they got rainbow fentanyl?
Yeah,
Nice.
I know.
Can't wait.
It's good stuff. Touch it and die.
Yeah, I can't wait to touch a dollar bill that's been in the same zip code as it and die immediately. Yeah. So give us a little bit of money so we can get fucking
Just make sure there's no
zonked.
fentanyl on it, please, before
Yeah.
when you put it into your computer.
I don't want to try rainbow fentanyl. I want a Roy G. Live.
Wow.
Surprising optimism from Harlow today.
I hate you.
Okay.
Mackie's not here, so somebody has to get mad at you for the puns.
All right. Should we get out of here?
Yes.
Oh,
right.
please.
I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out. Goodbye. Motherfuckers.
All right.
This week on the BMFcast, the year is 2020. He's mostly human and totally invincible. Until now. 1 star. Wait, is it 2020 still? Fuck. There you go. Have that. Enjoy.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Enjoy my intro.
Hey.
I've done 550.
It's episode 5.
9 of those now.
Fahrenheit 451.
Man, why is our biggest fan this website?
It's because, the ladies love us.
Girls adore us. I mean, even the ones who never met us are like,
Yeah.
the way that we rhyme at the show. The reason why, man, I don't know. So let's go. Because it takes 3 to make everything go.
No, it takes a
3.
69,
Oh.
according to this helpful person in the chat. Yes, Kyle Mackey is still at the farm, which is...
Yeah, he's going to be at the farm for a while. So we're
That
watching.
man does not know how to time his house endeavors, because this is the second time in a row.
His house endeavors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you understand what's important here?
It's us.
Mackie.
It's us.
Us.
Us. We've been doing this longer than your marriage. We take priority. Idiot.
You were married to us first.
Right.
You made you gave your word.
You're contractually obligated to be here. and
Right, that's
you're
true.
Breaking
Also
that contract.
Contractually obligated.
Bow your jocks.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Oh, I just made it real.
Man.
In 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, if any of us live that long, to be like, hey, bow your hearts. We're all going to fall
Like,
out.
I don't know. You're mixing your metaphors.
I'm so glad all of us caught that.
Oh my god, how could you not?
I know, but it's just you sit there at a wedding and it's like the guy says stuff and you're not paying any attention, but he just kept saying it. You're like,
All right, everybody, bow your hearts. It's like, I don't.
how did he do that?
That's dangerous for Chuck to even attempt.
Yeah.
Right. It's so big.
It'll just fall over.
I mean, do I just do my whole chest and the heart goes with it?
Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to do? Some stomach crunches? Like, how do I get it there?
Do I need absence?
Billy blanks me in the chest and then
No. No, you don't want to bolo your hearts. You want to your hearts.
We didn't mention Bolo's spectacular titties.
No, we did not. I mean, we
They're-
mentioned
they are a
bolos,
fine young
so
thing.
like, just by mentioning bolo, his banging tadas are mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were like, your shirt not containing your titties.
Yeah, yeah. He was wearing a Brawny Strongman shirt, and it did not.
I never understood why they put him in that shirt in
Dude, I don't
wrestling. 'Cause it's like,
I think it's just because it looks like a strongman
I
shirt.
guess, but it's like, couldn't you just get one with different straps to cover up the titties? Like, what is?
No.
It just looks ridiculous. It's
I
just a
don't know,
pointless
man.
shirt.
He's back, I think.
Is he?
In the WWE?
Well, good for him.
Yeah. I believe that.
They bring back all the people we like because
Not
Vince
yet.
was a fucking dumbass and fired them all. Is Rusev
Yeah.
back yet?
No,
Oh.
Rusev's still in AEW.
Oh, I didn't know Rusev went to AEW.
But I think he's injured again.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
Miro.
Who all got fired? Like,
Fucking everybody.
Everybody got
yeah.
fired. And then Vince got fired.
like Sami Zayn?
Sami
He's
Zayn's
still
still
there.
in. Actually, Sami Zayn is working a thing with the Usos right now, where he's
Okay.
like trying to be
And Uso?
basically, yeah. There's a Sami Zayn shirt that just got released that says honorary Us. So
Good.
He's working.
I
that
mean,
angle
are
with
like
him, which is
the
funny.
Big E and all them still around?
Big E broke his neck.
No, Biggie didn't break hit. Did he break his neck, or did somebody else break his neck?
so he's not wrestling ever again, basically.
He says he will. Like, he's recovering.
Yeah,
Okay.
but literally broke his neck.
Yeah, I mean, Kurt Angle won a championship on a broken
a
freaking
broken
neck.
freaking neck. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so they're still around. There are a lot of people that we like that are still around.
Yeah.
But you know,
What was God damn it? Who was the dude? Damian Sandow. Whatever happened to him? No, I know he's been gone. No, I know he's been gone a long time. But whatever happened to him?
he showed up on Imp in TNA, and that went fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
He's probably doing indie shows now.
I don't even know if he's wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I mean, honestly, he probably should have something that's.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, that dude would have made. Like, it's always a shame to me that, like, they're like, oh man, we got to go take big action star and put him in this family comedy thing. It's like people like Sami fucking Zayn, or not Sami Zayn, or Damian Sandow fucking exist. He has charisma to fucking spare, and he's obviously can do physical stunts. It's like that guy should be making Zip Pow kicked in the nuts movies for the rest of his life because he's, I'm just saying, like, like there's certain people that would be like that a fucking gold mine for it, like.
I've said it before, probably on a different podcast, but like, or maybe on this one, I don't know. Good wrestlers make good actors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he clearly, I think he had a better, mic presence than he did a ring presence. I mean, he, his whole like stunt for the Miz and all that stuff was fucking brilliant. Like.
It was so good, and because they blew the ending of that on fucking nothing, and then they were like, well, what else do we do with him? I don't know. And he came out one week and was just doing whatever the person said, he would say it back, and it was just like, oh, God. It wasn't long after that.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, the guys
he was doing his, like, imitation stretch where he was, like, Hollywood Sandow or whatever.
Yeah, he would come out, like, each week is a different, like, it's
that was kind of funny, but, where do you go with that?
Eventually, you got to wrestle.
Right, yeah.
Right.
You just can't do that unless you're going to be a manager of somebody.
Yeah, he's a pretty good wrestler, too. But
yeah.
And they ruined a bunch of the NXT call-up stuff for me, like American Alpha, which was Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Incredible fucking tag team, and they broke that up for no fucking reason. And then Jason Jordan got injured and is never going to wrestle again.
Yeah.
Like, you blew it. Absolutely blew it.
Yeah. Yep.
And then they ruined NXT wholesale, I guess. I don't know. I haven't watched it, so I can't say for sure.
Triple H is rebooting NXT.
Yeah. Yeah, they went to NXT 2.0 and took away all the things that people really liked about NXT, which was like,
it's
like a wrestling fans wrestling show.
Vince
wanted control over.
Well, it was up against that AEW show, and he wanted a war, and it wasn't going to be a developmental show versus the big league show, so make it your...
Well, that's the thing. The NXT was really highly regarded by the same people that watch AEW.
I know.
So,
but
and they also hid it on the fucking network.
Yeah.
They never got it anywhere else. And anyway, Triple H, if you're listening, you need to revive the WWE network.
Yeah.
And put everything on it.
Yeah.
Put all of the weekly shows on it.
Yeah. Because all that shit is not on Peacock.
No.
They moved a bunch of stuff over.
Clearly all that shit is on a server somewhere. I just don't understand, like, why... I mean...
Why they sold it to NBC Universal?
Well, no, I just mean, like...
ridiculous.
There are certain things, like, I mean, maybe you have to have a cutoff at some point. Like, I mean, just for a sheer storage standpoint, of having it readily available to stream. Like, I mean, I'm saying, like, if, the Major League Baseball network can't have every fucking game that's ever been played, because that would be... They could, but that would be insane. I mean, that's just...
Major League Baseball makes so much fucking money.
Put it in the cloud.
I'm saying they have hundreds of games every year that are 6 hours long. It's just like that amount of streaming is insane. But wrestling, like you should at least have every fucking WrestleMania and every pay-per-view event for sure.
The thing is,
maybe not all the weekly shows.
Yeah. The thing is, they can afford it because WWE is incredibly profitable.
Sure.
And like they own so much of wrestling history.
Yeah, they made a point to buy so many film libraries.
Right.
You're not putting out documentaries anymore.
Yeah.
Right. You're not putting out DVDs anymore.
Yeah.
Really.
Like you're not doing here's the history of the Ultimate Warrior, so we need that AWA footage from the 80s.
I feel like we're in this weird point right now where the world doesn't know what to do. Where I feel like, well, I just mean like copyright law is going to start fading away as we know it. I feel like because I think the Information Wants to Be Free Act is going to take over, and the internet is going to slowly but surely make that inevitable. Like everything is going to show up on the internet regardless of if people want it there or not. And at a certain point in time, they're not going to be able to curb it, so that people are just going to have to be like, you know what, it is truly an archive. Here it is. Like.
I mean, the good thing is that I know for a fact that some of the major wrestling torrent sites, when they knew that the network was going to go down, were able to scrape all that content and
that's good.
archive it. So it's out there.
Right.
Even though now it's gone officially.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
which is fucking dumb.
I'm saying it clearly exists somewhere. It just, it seems like. I mean,
so if you want to restart our WCW journey, we could totally do that. You don't know what that is, I know.
What's that?
I know.
I made it like a year into the WCW journey. It was too much. I was enjoying it, but it's like, that's so much fucking wrestling.
It's too much wrestling. Well, I mean, that's...
And especially if you want to, like... The really fascinating thing is to watch every show from both promotions. And that's just...
It's too much.
Tiring, yeah.
I mean, we got exhausted just watching a pay-per-view every month. We were like, no more.
Yeah.
7 hours of WrestleMania, no more.
if you want to do anything, like, because it has a beginning, a middle, and an end point, we should do... we should watch all of Lucha Underground. Yeah. Just because, I mean, we could, like, do an episode and, watch an episode. I'm just saying, like, if we want to have a rewatch thing, that would be it, because it's, like, it has a...
Didn't something gross happen to Lucha Underground?
What do you mean?
Didn't somebody in Lucha Underground, wasn't there a murderer or something?
Well, I mean, there's Rey Mysterio as part of it. But
no.
I mean, Sexy Star, like,
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
Sexy Star.
that's who I'm
Yeah.
thinking of,
like,
yeah.
intentionally try to hurt somebody or something.
Oh, isn't also that dude that you really liked with the big beard that used to always bounce his shoulders off the ropes? Wasn't he some sort of a scumbag?
I thought so. I thought there were multiple problems, and Lucha Underground was like, oh, no.
He was Hijo de something or another.
Guy with the beard. There was. Are you talking about the biker dude?
Yeah.
Beard.
Son.
He was son of somebody. Not Anarchy. It was something like that.
Son of Havoc.
Havoc.
Yeah, Matt Cross. Let's see.
What did he do?
I'm sure there's controversy.
What did he
somewhere.
do? Well, I mean, if we're basing that off of wrestling, Jesus Christ, what are we going to watch?
No, I know. I know.
There are a whole bunch of fucking pill popping crazy people.
Yes, I'm not.
I don't mind the pill popping, to be clear. You
mean,
pop whatever pills you want.
I just mean they all have questionable, like, we watched something that had Chris Benoit and we didn't say anything. Murdered his whole fucking family.
We sat quietly and waited for that match to end.
Man.
Yeah, I'm just saying that would be a entertaining thing because it's like storyline based and all that, And I still haven't sat and watched it all on somewhere in the middle.
You and I basically watched the entire first season of it.
Maybe, yeah.
Because we would watch that while we were waiting for the pay-per-view to start.
Plenty. I mean, Vampiro's a gross dude too. I think isn't he? Like,
I don't know. I think Vampiro is just a guy with an ego who thought he should have been bigger than he was.
Yeah.
Because he was in WCW for a while and didn't get used properly and kind of had a chip on his shoulder about that. I could be
okay.
wrong.
I think Matt Cross is okay.
No, the guy I really liked, he kept, like, the first couple of seasons, he kept getting fucking hurt, because he was the dude that would do the fucking insane, like, jump off the third story.
Angelico?
Maybe?
The guy that jumped from the thing
so.
to the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's crazy.
Yeah, that guy.
He's not going to have knees in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And they did bring in Lorenzo Lamas at one point to be the city councilman or whatever.
I got to that point. I watched it up to that point for sure. Yeah, I mean...
Oh, shit, Renegades
I mean, that's the thing, is, like, the characters straight up get fucking murdered. Like, for real murdered. I mean, like, it's weird. Like, like, you were off the show forever.
Yeah, forever. You
were dead.
Your character's dead. It's kind of an interesting way to do it. I mean,
Yeah, I don't remember what the dude's name, but one of the, like, the Vato guys, I don't know. There was just, like, there were several, like, like, one of those dudes who just, like, got straight up murdered. I don't know, like, I can't remember.
I know who you're talking about.
It was like, I don't remember. It's been too long. I forgot all their fucking names.
Yeah, it's been...
There's Pentagon
look
Jr.
like
That was it.
What's that?
Pentagon Jr.
Yeah.
was on. And then there was who was the Azteca guy? Somebody like he was like the main dude, like the main. Like, he was like their main face guy. Like
Johnny Azteca.
well, that's right. No,
Johnny Mundo was
Johnny
it?
Mundo. But, like, well, he was kind of like their. I would say he was like their chief heel, kind of, because
He was just in it.
Yeah,
Like,
he's just he wasn't even like really a heel or a face. He's just an ego. If that's a third category, like a guy who's just like, I am fucking awesome, and
Yeah, but he lost
was.
that dog in Russell
well,
Madness.
that's true. Yeah.
well, he tried to cheat, didn't he?
And the Russell Madness, probably.
yeah,
Russell-
I'm sure he
In
did.
Russell Madness, I'm pretty sure he tried to cheat, and that's why he lost. Roster. Let's look at the roster.
Azteca Jr. Is that no? He was one of the other. There was an Azteca Jr. But God, Panther, Puma, Prince Puma.
Oh, Prince Puma.
Yeah.
Prince Puma.
I was like,
Prince Puma.
said it's this is weird. I'm like trying to make my brain work from like how long ago did I watch that?
That's a while back.
Yeah.
Lucha Underground is 2013, I want to say.
What is this person saying?
I don't know. But you put your glasses on to read the comment. and
I
think that's
did.
adorable.
I couldn't see it
A
otherwise.
tweener. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
a tweener. What is that?
Let's see.
They go in between heel and face.
Oh,
They're a tweener.
well, sure, yes, but I mean, like
Oh,
I'm
was
saying,
it
like he's
Brian?
not necessarily like his gimmick isn't necessarily to be a heel or a face. He's
Right.
just like he's out for himself. That
Yeah.
was kind of his shtick. I mean,
Maybe
I
it
guess
was
that makes
Brian
him a
Cage
heel.
I
But
was thinking about that was the
Brian
huge
Cage,
asshole.
he's a
Yeah.
big dude, yeah. The big dude though. You're talking about there was that one dude that they only brought out like every once in a while. Like he was fucking giant.
Well, I mean, Brian Cage, I think, was a big douchebag.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
And that doesn't wholly surprise me though. I think he was one of those people where I secretly hoped he was kind of cool. Like if Zach Baggins, the ghost guy, was actually like off camera, like, hey guys, it's just an act, just a thing I do. It's kind of funny, right? Like could you like hang out with him? I was like I hate your on-screen persona, but you might be cool otherwise. But maybe not.
King Cuerno. El Dragon Azteca.
Yeah, Prince Boom was fucking talented though too. Like
He ended up going to WWE.
Did he?
Yeah, he's Ricochet
Oh yeah, he was
because he was Ricochet in.
I want to say
the
there's
Indies.
a Ricochet in. I think there's a Ricochet character in Lucha Underground too. I think he was a black dude. Because there was like one guy and it's like I want to say he like came in as like there was a kill shot and Ricochet. I want to say like
There is Killshot.
yeah, but I want to say like maybe he had like they brought in a brother or something.
Sexy Star.
Okay, yeah,
No,
She's the bad one.
she's the one
She-
that
yeah.
Did something bad.
blew a move to try to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Basically, like,
Yeah, like intentionally tried to hurt someone. She went into business for herself, as they say.
Dr. Wagner Jr.
yeah. Now I'm starting to think there's Masquerita Escara was the feminine guy.
Yeah.
There's God. What was
Mascarita Dorado.
yeah.
Mascarita Sagrada. El Bunny.
Who's the tiny man wrestler guy?
Tiny man wrestler guy. Who are you?
Other person. Whatever the correct term is. The wee man. Yeah, I can't remember. He had a funny name though too.
Un poco.
Willie Mack. You remember Willie Mack?
Yes, Willie Mack was good. If he's a
He's a shit.
shithead, He's a shithead.
No.
Okay. Because like I was like,
I was agreeing with you that he was really good.
yeah, no. If Willie Mack, Willie Mack. Well, I mean, he just went
God, I
as
should
he
start
went as
that
dub.
website.
He just went as
List
Dub Mac
everybody.
on Lucha Underground, but yeah, he's fucking good. It sucks about Sexy Star because like I gotta say like she had this hardcore match. I want to say like there's this one episode. It's like it's her and one other lady, and like it's the entire episode is just them. Like for
Jesus.
45 straight minutes. It's
Yeah,
fucking
she could
insane.
wrestle.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that's a shame because I remember she had like a really fucking epically long match. Phoenix was good too. I liked him a lot.
It was Angelico that was the jumping off shit guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Yeah, that was like
that dude's just fucking
I
crazy.
think that's that crazy South African dude, right? The
Yeah.
white guy. I mean,
Mhm. I just like. I know that it's that even in the wrestling world, like Lucha Underground is especially scripted, but that dude still did that damn thing.
oh yeah.
And
No, I mean, I think that's why I like Lucha Underground so much is because it was just like, I felt like they're like, we're doing a fucking, it is a soap opera. It is a
Right.
telenovela with wrestling, like,
yeah,
you know?
pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, shit, they even filmed the Dario Cueto episodes, sent things with the
Oh,
the
yeah.
telenovela filter on, basically.
And a couple of other promotions, including WWE, have done those like vignette matches,
Mhm.
and that stuff turns out cool. It's fine. Everybody knows that wrestling is fake, so you can just go ahead and do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
Except be a shithead.
Yeah.
Not
That's
allowed to be
been
a shithead.
sitting in my keep watching section on the Apple TV for a while. So if you ever want to do that, Chuck, I'm down. I will start it all over. I think I own all the seasons on Apple TV because I didn't want to subscribe to the El Rey network.
If I ever have the urge to completely
Watch wrestling again.
blow my free time and start watching wrestling again, 'cause it's going to be a gateway drug, and I know it, and I don't want it to be.
The only thing it's going to be a gateway drug is to like the Shikara network if that's still around.
No. If I even get a hint of wrestling, I'll be like, I gotta watch 90s wrestling again, and then I'll just go down this goddamn path.
Well, I don't want to do that. I'd rather introduce you to crack or heroin.
Okay,
No, we've been trying not to do that.
come on,
Been trying to keep Chuck away from drugs for as long as we've known.
We have?
come on.
Oh.
Well, we've been trying to keep Chuck away from the drugs that Chuck wants to do,
Oh.
which are crack and heroin.
Yeah, I want to do those.
And meth? Did you want to? You're a meth person. You want to?
Meth?
Yeah. You want to do some meth?
I don't know.
Yeah. Just want to jump straight to the rainbow fentanyl. Just right to
I-
Valhalla.
Honestly, I think I changed my mind on the drugs after the surgery. So
Is it? Oh, okay.
Oh, did you not have a fun time with the drugs?
Hmm.
did not.
You needed a spirit guide. That's what you needed.
I know. I saw spirit guides and.
No, I'm saying well, you needed a shaman. You needed a yogi or something.
You need somebody to walk you through.
I immediately did not like what those drugs were doing.
All right.
Like how people take those for fun. Jesus Christ.
You got to lighten up a bit, Chuck.
Yeah, that's the
Can't be
problem.
so uptight when you're fucking.
Like the problem
reefing.
is like, are the voices talking to you right now while you're sober?
I mean, they're not talking to you.
Well, they are talking to me. I'm just saying they start to make a lot more sense.
He's
when-
not sober,
Yeah.
so it's.
Well, that too. I mean, besides that point, I'm saying when I'm sober, they make a lot less sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get you.
I'm not saying I'm taking their advice. I'm saying they're just like, oh, this makes more sense now. People are actually going to think I'm legitimately insane. That might be. Good night,
Maybe.
Internet.
Goodbye. We're still online.
Bye. Yeah, we've been online talking about this shit for 30 minutes.
Yes, wrestling and mental health.
Sure. I mean, yes.
Bye.